Alrighty, everybody, it is time to dust off those P90S discs that I have locked up in the closet. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We are going to be talking about Creed 3, Michael B. Jordan's directorial debut, that tells the story of Adonis Creed, who has been thriving in both his career and family life. However, when a childhood friend and former boxing prodigy resurfaces, the face-off is more than just a fight. Now, I was really excited about this film because I really wanted to see what Michael B. Jordan was going to be able to do behind the cameras, and I wanted to see if he had the chops. We all know that he is able to bring the chops in front of the cameras, but was he able to deliver behind the cameras? And that was going to be a big testament as to how well he was going to do as a director. And I can very much with confidence say that he absolutely knocked it out of the park with this movie. I thought this movie was absolutely fantastic. It might be in my top 3 favorite Rocky films, but this movie was absolutely fantastic. We have Jonathan Majors as Damian Anderson, and he is as ferocious as he looks. When he delivers the punches, you feel it from beginning to end, and I thought Jonathan Majors was absolutely fantastic. If he is not on your radar just yet, he will be after this movie, because I thought he delivered a fantastic performance. Not only is Michael B. Jordan fantastic behind the cameras, but he is also fantastic in front of the cameras, and I think the way that he directed this film was absolutely fantastic. From the cinematography to the writing, everything about this movie was just about spectacular. I absolutely had no qualms with this movie whatsoever, aside from a few pacing issues here and there, even though it does have a big Rocky shaped hole that is missing from this project. You kind of feel like this is a more personal story, and that's what I got from the trailers. From the trailers, it looked like it was going to be a more personal story, and that's exactly what I got with this movie. With the other films, you had Rocky at his corner being the Mickey of the Creed franchise, but this is a Creed movie. This is Adonis Creed's movie from beginning to end. You see how he's thriving with his family life, with retirement. He's not really more on the boxing side anymore. He's training the new generation of boxers, and I absolutely love that they made that turn for his character in this film. Tessa Thompson is absolutely fantastic, and the chemistry between both Michael B. Jordan and Tessa Thompson is fantastic. Even the little chemistry that they have between their daughter is absolutely fantastic. Then, even though there are a lot of great boxing matches in this movie, I absolutely love a lot of the camera work in this movie. A lot of the shots that Michael B. Jordan was able to set up with the cinematographer of the film. This movie is a fantastic film from beginning to end. There are almost a little bit more of a pacing issues. This movie absolutely has a shine on Jonathan Majors. I think he is absolutely fantastic. He is ferocious. He reminds me a lot of Ivan Drago from Rocky 4, and that is what I absolutely loved about this movie. It's not going to work for a lot of people, especially if you're a fan of the Rocky franchise, but I think Damian Anderson is a fantastic foe, and you really do feel it. I love that they set them up in the beginning of the film with a flashback as to how they got to where they are and what their relationship was. You buy their friendship at the beginning of the film, and then you buy the rivalry as the film progresses, and that is something that I absolutely loved about this movie, because it really does tone it back a little bit. It does make it a little bit more personal, and that's what I love about boxing movies or sports movies in general. It's about the person. It's about how personal that these fights get, how personal these challenges are getting, and you feel every single punch. A lot of the boxing matches are a little bit hard to watch just because of how fast and furious the blows are to these characters, and you grow to feel these characters. And when Jonathan Majors steps onto the screen, you feel his presence. He is a force to be reckoned with, and I absolutely loved this movie. This movie was really high on my anticipation list, and this movie did not disappoint whatsoever, because it was just everything that I wanted this film to be, and a little bit more as well. One thing that I absolutely loved about this movie is the soundtrack, and that's what I've loved about just about almost every Rocky movie and Creed movie is the soundtrack. It works when it needs to work, and once you get to the final fight between Adonis and Damien, you feel the blows that each character is having. They do some great camera work here and there, but from a director's standpoint, Michael B. Jordan knocked it out of the park. I absolutely love the way that he directed this film, the way that the story was conceived. I absolutely loved just about almost every aspect of this movie. Is this movie perfect? Absolutely not. It's probably going to be ranking in my top 3 favorite Rocky films. But this movie was just absolutely fantastic. I enjoyed every single moment. Even though there are some pacing issues here and there, it didn't really feel that way for me. Mostly because I was invested in these characters. I wanted to see where they were 10 years, 5 years later, and just where they're going from here on out. And if they make a Creed 4, I am going to be there day one because I absolutely love all 3 of these Creed movies. I think they're all fantastic. They all have their own personal styles, and you feel it from beginning to end. This movie is definitely one that you want to check out in theaters because when you have a packed crowd, it's definitely going to want you to get up and start cheering because there are some great fights here, and it just does not disappoint on any factors. But those are my thoughts on Creed 3. I got a chance to check it out early, so let me know if you're excited for this film, and let me know once you check it out if you enjoyed it or if it was one of the most disappointing films of the year so far. Go ahead and drop those thoughts in the comments below. And if you haven't checked out my Rocky review series, I have not finished it. I have Rocky 1 through 5. I'm going to be uploading my Rocky Balboa review soon and my first 2 Creed movies. It's going to be feeling a little bit odd, but I have those reviews coming up, and I have those other ones on the channel as well if you guys want to check it out. Plus, I also got a chance to check out Champions last night. So go ahead and check out my thoughts on that film as well, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side.